On today's starting nine, Jake, Carl, and his buddy Rick sit in a Sprinter van in Omaha, Nebraska, celebrating not just the College World Series, but the biggest 10-under tournament in the country. It's a huge show. You know how much the College World Series in Omaha means to us at Barstool Sports and starting nine. Let's have a great fucking show. Action, and welcome to starting nine, boys.
Yeah.
We're here.
Well, we're here at the Ameristar.
Nice. Thank you very much, Penn National, for accommodating this. And also thank you for the Sprinter van accommodations.
Well, we talked a lot about this, right? You knew it was coming. You didn't know what it was going to look like. So what are your initial thoughts?
Okay, so 15 people deep, and I should say my voice is shot. This is Omaha voice. This is Omaha. Carl reporting for duty.
It's expected. We're right next to the refinery. Like there's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah. A lot of cigs in this casino, too. We had a great time playing blackjack. Let's introduce Rick real quick. Rick's an assistant coach for your team. Rick's a good friend of yours from Austin.
Good friend of mine.
We've been waiting to get Rick on the show. We've talked to him a lot. Rick's a youth baseball guy with you. His son plays shortstop on the team. Rick, welcome to the show, bud.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
So I think real quick before we do anything, one of my favorite that's come up while we've talked is the story of you. So while we introduce Rick, I think is interesting. There's something where Cooper was playing a flag football game in Austin, and Jake's settling into this part.
They beat the shit out of us.
And you're settling into this part of your career where you're realizing the boys got to get settled down. He beats the shit out of you, and you go, whoa. Can Cooper come play for you guys?
Not only did they beat the shit out of us, but I see him and I see the other coach with these laminated play sheets, and it's just this is next level type shit. And I knew Grayson, I knew Cash Carrasquillo, one of the other players, and a couple of the other kids, and they're just running up and down the field on us. I'm like, something's got to change. We gotta join this team, or we gotta figure some things out. So, we became closer, and as I got closer to retirement, we talked more baseball. We tried out for the team. We had him kind of be a part of that. While was I in spring training, or was I away for the season when we were doing that?
The first
into the mic.
Oh, the first time was during COVID, I think, and he came out for the team, and then your house flooded, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, that was good. Yeah.
So literally, he came out for 3 or 4, because we told him up front, we're like, listen, if you want to come play for us, we'll pick you up, but you can't be this hey, the big leaguer thing, right? Coming in and
you got to
out,
show your
right?
ability.
You got
you got
to do that,
yeah.
And you got to show up for tournaments. You got to show up for
so
practice.
That's what I love. This dynamic
of
you showing up, because when we went to the game today, and if you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. You'll see some content out. We watched him play today. There's some good content. Cooper made a great catch at the end. He pitched well today.
We'll get more into that.
Yeah,
we're gonna get into
But what I
this.
think is really interesting is the fact that he shows up to be your coach, and it's how is he fitting in? How's he fitting into the rest of the dynamic as the former big leaguer? Are you and the assistant coaches happy with him right now?
Yeah, it was interesting, right? Because he came in to crush, right? Kill everybody.
He doesn't want to lose. He's ready to win.
We're
everything.
doing pickoffs, we're doing pitch outs, we're doing double moves and spins and first and third. We're going for it, right? We're okay. So we took 2 steps back, and you know what? It worked. We took that step forward, and now we played a big league team today, and we had some pickoffs, we had some pitch outs, we had some guys throwing out at home. It was great. So you get that, and it's been a great dynamic.
Well, that's what.
Let me tee this up. Do you mind? Can I tee this up for a second?
Put it on.
Because I just want people to understand that so we're down here for the College World Series, and the way we came out here starting nine is I was going to come to Omaha anyways, because me and Ben Mintz, who you met the other night, we had a blast. This has become a big part to me. This is a very personal thing to come out to Omaha and celebrate baseball. I don't have to sit here and write blogs. I'm away from my day-to-day stuff. It's just a place to just go watch baseball. And so it was really cool to me. It was we got out here because you're doing the 10-under tournament. This is a classic Barstool thing where it just aligns like that. That's just the way it happens, where you're dude, I'm going to be in Omaha anyways. I'm going to Omaha anyways. And the experience I had today watching the kids play, I'll go to Omaha, I'll see all these games, I'll see all these players. You're always judging them. You're always thinking about where they go. today watching those kids and compete and love and rally and pump each other up, not because you guys were telling them to. Kid moves a runner over. Kid gets it. When there's a kid, I'll just be specific, a second baseman, this kid named Brooks, and he hits a ground ball and there's a runner on third base and he comes home and he runs in the dugout and the boys pick him up and they celebrate him and they love him and they're rah-rah, and it's like, dude, they're 10 years old. They'll be 20. Like, that's, to me, is baseball. It's a beautiful thing. So to see it in Omaha, and so I wanted to tee this up to just say, like, this is the context of how we're kind of coming together in Omaha and the merging of, like, it's baseball. I love it. Seeing these kids play and how much it means to you to see your kid play and to work with these kids.
It's a special situation, having Cooper be a part of a team like this and traveling, and this is the culmination of our summer. So we played a lot of tournaments, and we haven't had as much success as we would have liked. You know, we came up short in a lot of Sundays where we're playing in the semis, and we just couldn't get over that hump. And to be in this position now where, you know, we're in Omaha for our last tournament probably of the summer, right? This is probably going to be our last one. So, you know, it's cool to see the kids be in a position where we're going to play on Sunday with a chance to win semifinal game and play in the championship in a situation like this. And we beat one of the best teams in Colorado, in the state of Colorado today. And then we also, after that, we played 8 a.m., which is tough. Pull-out couch. Cooper's here. He's face down. It's 5:45 in the morning. I'm like, hey, man, like, I need you to get up. You got to get up. You're starting 8 a.m. So get your ass up. Start to pump him up, get the speaker going in right field. That's another story. But it's all part of it. I love it. Like, so retiring for me was a pretty easy thing to do. Like, I was ready to retire. I was ready to coach and be around my kids more often and be sitting in a Sprinter van next to a Maristar casino barefoot in this.
Can we talk about the grass?
Beautiful grass.
The grass is
beautiful grass. And you know what? This grass looked like the outfield that we played in today. There's nothing wrong with this grass. This grass is great, but it's not what you want to see in the outfield.
It's a little longer.
You know what I'm saying? So we played Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 different sites. Thursday was at a junior college where we played on the softball field. Beautiful field. Friday was more of like a softball field-ish. Was it all dirt infield?
All dirt infields, yeah.
All dirt infield, shorter outfield grass. And then today, worst mound you've ever seen. You came out there. We'll show you guys a video of what it looked like.
Happen.
It's about a 2-foot circle, and where you landed was on the dirt. And then the outfield grass was like this, about 4 or 5 inches thick. And I tell the outfielders, I said, look, if the ball gets through the infield dirt, it's going to slow down immediately. So charge the ball. Good on my part. Cooper threw a guy
out from right field at home plate. Dude, that was so jacked up, and the kids were going nuts, too.
We made some great plays.
It's fundamental, dude. Like, 10-year-old, I think this is where the level where, like, you actually start to see the strategy and the execution pay off. Like, yeah, 8, 9,
has to start
whatever.
here.
But now how about this? You bring up, like, yeah, he was calling pickoffs and all that stuff. You actually properly executed a pitch out. I run over to you today in the middle of the game. I go, dude, did you just call a fucking pitch out?
Yeah, he goes.
You should have seen the first
I just
few
run over. I go,
tournaments.
what the fuck are you doing calling pitch
Well,
outs? But you worked it
and
right.
He's right.
They threw the kid out.
And we had some like exchanges a little bit heated with me and Patrick, the head coach, who's one of the best coaches I've ever been
great. Shout out Patrick. Played at Temple. Love that guy.
But my point is this: like he said, we might take a step back, and that's fine. But as we play these teams in like a tournament like this, you realize that everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it. And my message to the kids, if we can steal an out here and there or keep a guy close to first base and not allow him to steal second and third, we might win a game. A lot of these games are one-run games.
That's insight, dude, you're not going to get from, and no disrespect to, like, the other dads and stuff in the stands, but, like, he's coming in there with, like, an actual purpose and a message. So is that easy to understand right away, or it's kind of like, I don't know. I think this is, like, it's interesting, this idea of, like, he can be so passionate about it because he wants to win. Like, we talked coming down here. I'm like, yeah, you're having a good time today. We're trying to bullshit. He's like, no, dude, we're here to win a tournament.
You know, my side was, there was 2 things, right? So when I met Coop and Jake and we were doing the football thing, and then I was taking Cooper to practices for a while because Jake was out of town. I was trying to help Brittany out. You know, when he finally decided he was going to retire and come hang out, I was like, look, this is going to be the best time of your life, right? Like, you are going to enjoy this so much. And we had too many coaches at the time. I was like, hey, Patrick, look, I'll sit in the stands. Let Jake.
Get out of here. Guy goes,
yeah,
give
like,
up the jersey.
seriously.
This is Rudy.
I was
They
like-
lay it down and
That's
I
the
was
kind of
rude.
guy.
No,
That's
listen,
the kind of guy he is. That's the
I
kind of
was
guy
really
he is.
excited about Cooper getting the opportunity to, like, have Jake on the field. You know what I mean? Because I've been doing it with Grayson since he was 4, right? I've been coaching
Best player
a long
on the team,
time.
by the way.
So I was like, listen, I really, really, like, Patrick, whatever you want to do, if we have too many coaches, I want Jake on the field with him because Jake deserves it. Brittany deserves it. Cooper deserves it. Their family deserves it.
Like, for you to even, I didn't know this. I'm learning.
How about
I'm
this?
learning
How
some
about this?
new information from a good friend of mine. Thank you, by the way. But you're too good of a coach to not be on the field, and that's a struggle with little league teams, and when your kids are playing in organizations. Like, a lot of dads want to be on the field, and one of the dads had to kind of take a back seat and be in the stands, which that's just kind of part of it. And we have a lot of guys that want to be involved, and thank God for that. I'd much rather have more dads want to be involved than not enough.
Yeah,
so that's just
the other alternative where you're asking,
right.
sorry,
Like, can somebody
guys,
help
come
out?
on, come on, pick the kids up, or there's more
Right.
carpooling. It's like, dude, you should be. You should want to be here. Now, one thing I thoroughly enjoyed, I want to tell you this. We remember our first show, we had a little, like, confession thing.
Yeah,
So I want to get vulnerable with you for a second.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Let's get
All
it.
right, so the number one person I've been wanting to meet through you, like, of all the relationships we'll build through this and all the people I can, and all this stuff, I've been dying to just sit down with Brittany and just talk to her and just introduce myself and say, hey, I'm Michael Sturck. I go by Carl on Barstool.
I didn't even know your name was Michael Sturck until I called your fucking cell phone.
Yeah.
Michael Sturck.
I didn't know till just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just now. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you just met him today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew.
I always thought he was Carl.
I met him. I met him in
We talk all
2000.
the time.
I met
I am
you in
Carl.
2013. I'm like, this motherfucker.
So I'll tell you a story. You know Hawk Harrelson?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
Hawk,
yeah.
I interviewed Hawk
Yeah.
right when I started getting into this. And Hawk used to say, Hawk was saying in the interview, he just kept calling himself Kenny and Hawk. And I was like, dude, what's with this? And he said, no, there's Hawk and there's Kenny. Hawk is the guy who plays Major League Baseball because Kenny's not good enough. Kenny doesn't believe in himself. Kenny's got anxiety. Kenny's got way issues, man. So when I got into the big leagues, I'm Hawk. I get on the field, I'm Hawk. I play, I'm Hawk because things can't slow Hawk down. Now Kenny's got problems. Kenny's got his own stuff to deal with. So like
So
I
he goes
kind of
to a different place.
compartmentalize
He
where
goes to
like
a different place. Yeah, yeah.
I have a family and I love my and there's stuff that this show and Barstool brings into your life where you're like, yeah, I want a little bit of control over it. Now, it wasn't ever intentional. It was always just kind of funny when I started. I was working for a super conservative white-collar consulting firm. Big Cat's like, yo, you want to write some Cubs blogs? I'm like, yeah. He's like, what do we call you? I'm like, well, I got a nickname from college in the frat. They call me Carl because you have to know everybody's middle name in the frat. It's like you call it. It's like part of pledgeship where like you have to know everybody's middle name in the house or whatever. So like they're like, Carl, that's your middle name. That's a fucked up middle name, dude.
Well, so I met you in 2013 for the first time.
Yeah, you were double fisting beers and you're still
And
double
I
fisting
still-
today.
Here, take it.
Yeah, let's do a little bit of this.
A
Cheers,
tiny
boys.
swig of the Grand Mayan tequila. It's extra añejo.
All right, guys, let's take a quick break to talk about our friends at Game Time, the official exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time's a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and show, and they guarantee the lowest price. They crack the code on how to score deals on last-minute tickets, and guys, I experienced it firsthand in Omaha going to Texas Notre Dame. Prices were through the roof. I couldn't get my hand on a ticket. It wasn't until Game Time came in at the very last second. I got an amazing deal, and now that I'm back in Chicago, I know I'm going to be using it like crazy to get into Wrigley Field. Jake's doing the same thing now that he's retired, going to Texas Rangers games with the boys. They're the biggest last-minute price drops, and they can be found on the seats you thought you could never buy to get into games. The best part, we're giving you guys $20 off your first purchase. All you have to do is download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code STARTING9 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. That's STARTING9 for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time, last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right, let's get back to the Sprinter van.
12 years. I didn't know your real name. Congratulations.
It wasn't like a I'm not trying to hide anything. I just kind of like understand like what people want to see. Like I don't think people want to see like the shit where I'm like, yeah, so I'm an accountant who dropped out of law school. Like I don't think people want to hear about like I love my wife, so she's the best person in the world. We have a great relationship. Like it's so segmented.
While we're
from
talking
this.
about Mama,
yeah.
let's get into the kids thing, because
We're
I know,
working on it, man.
yeah,
I mean,
I know.
so
You got
know what?
inspired today.
So I
got
actually have a
inspired.
I have
You got
a all
inspired.
right here. I'll tell you another confession. Let's go. I called you when we started the show, and I was trying to tell you how important the show is to me.
Yes.
And I was like,
and
this
hey,
is-
thank you for that, by the way.
Love you, brother. Yeah, because I was like, so here's where I'm at in my life. Here's where Barstool's headed. Kind of here's what Big Cat's gonna be doing. This is where I'm at in my head. And this show is just a huge opportunity for us to take everything I've done and get to the next level. And I call you and I'm like, bro, my wife and I are like actively trying to have a family, and I just want you to know, like we're like gonna punt for a second just to make sure the show's up and running, because I don't think I can do everything all at once, and I know that you're a big family guy, and I want to get to that point in my
Well,
life.
she
and,
has to do most of it, so
yeah,
you know what I'm
but
saying?
yeah, I know. Okay, so like
To a
that's
certain
where,
extent,
but into her
thank God for them.
her mindset is like, I can't thank her enough. I don't know. She's just so
Well, you really
fucking
can't.
cool.
Trust me, you can't. Brittany's pissed at me right now.
Why are we late?
We were supposed to go. I told her we were going to the College World Series game, which was not a
We
lie.
end up playing
Was not.
blackjack.
It was
Ricky
not
makes
a lie.
fucking 10
Brittany, it
grand. Show
wasn't
him the
a lie.
envelope.
It
Show him the
wasn't a
envelope.
lie.
Where's the envelope?
You got it?
Show him the
Come on,
envelope
he
right
had to
now. We've
sign-
been waiting this.
Big money.
If
My
you're
my point is this.
Subscribe to YouTube.
And you're never right. You got to come to terms with that. So I told her we were going to the College World Series game. We're going to film in the which we are in the Sprinter. We're going to film in the Sprinter.
But he hadn't left for the game yet, so
we
he was
didn't
here.
leave.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, Colin, Carl, they're at Ameristar. So we're going there. And obviously we're going to put some money on the table. We play for a while. My boy won some good money.
What's some good money, though? Hold on a second. You can't be too vague, though, because we're doing a podcast.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, so
Just
Eight-
doubling
eight-
your money is great.
eight,
That's a
nine,
good day.
He won 9 grand. I won 2.
You
But
guys were playing $500 hands. 6,
Ish,
7.
ish. We started
It started off at
1 to
50.
5, 1 to 5.
Started off at 50. Shout out. Hey, boys. it all
Hey,
started,
and
that's
we
a bad
also
squeak.
we had the table
Omaha,
minimum.
Carl.
We had the table minimum drop down to 25, so you could play. That's what we do, you know.
Now, hold on a second.
Team
That's a
players.
big league move, and I love you for that. That was big league. No
No,
offense.
yeah.
And I
Well,
say
that's-
big league positively. Like, you went in there and you were like, listen, here's the situation. Me and my buddy are going to throw some money around. My guy Carl here, he's got $300. He wants to play $25 hands. Can you just take
And that's kind of
it down?
and that
and
happens.
those guys were so cool, though.
that-
They-
you've seen it, like it
That's
happens.
Ameristar.
It happens
That's
everywhere.
Penn
It
I
National.
happens
wasn't
everywhere.
gonna.
That's
I
Penn
wasn't.
National for
I
you.
wasn't
That's
gonna
Penn
play
National.
that table unless they moved it. Whatever to
Same,
like whatever
same.
minimum we could get.
We're not
Even though you were going to sit down and
No,
splash
no, no,
$600
no.
hands.
No, I started off splashing 50, 25 too.
Same,
I was like, because
same.
if
you gotta
you get
test. You got to test the water. Take
Exactly.
the temperature. Right.
Yeah.
Oil check. Oil check.
on win big, lose small,
Oil check.
right?
So
Oil
we're
check.
not playing unless you're playing. Period. So some table will lower it down so you can play.
Now that's
typically-
brotherhood and teamwork. Thank you
That's how
guys.
you-
Appreciate that.
that's how
That's
you
just good
win money.
vibes.
That's
Thank
how you
you.
win
And
money.
then you guys
If
walk
we're
out
like,
big
you know
money.
what, Carl, fuck off. You go play with the peasants. Then
Yeah.
we don't win money.
Yeah. Then you're
That's
in
how it
the
goes.
yeah. So you're just bringing it.
No offense
And the
to
other
the
thing too,
peasants.
I'll just say it. Like I'm working on my lung capacity. I rip cigs every now and then. We're working on this.
We're working. We're trying to get him on the vape
And then off
consistently.
everything.
Well, it's up to you. You know, it's a hard thing to do. I get it. It's a
Because
fucking
here's
hard
where it
thing
comes
to
from,
do.
dude. It's honestly just comes from stress. It doesn't come from like wanting. It literally all our lights out on the van.
Do we need those
Do we gotta
lights
turn
back?
the light back on?
Fuck!
Is
Hit
the
that
battery
the
out?
button right there. Button up top. We're just gonna make it work. We're gonna
All right.
make it work.
Oh,
We're
here
gonna
they
make
are.
it work.
These Native American cigs.
You know
Get
what?
these out of here.
Here,
$4 a
there you
pack.
go. See? Okay. We,
All right.
we got a
We're
little
working
bit
on
off
it.
track.
Yeah. But let's get back to business. Let's get back to business.
Well, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about how our team performed this week.
yeah.
Just a little bit. And so we came out here, and we were out here last night at the Texas and Notre Dame game.
That was
Texas Notre
chaos.
Dame.
Sorry, I was fucking
And
with you
and
online.
Colin,
I was
and
fucking
Colin,
with you.
You and Colin are doing your thing all day. We played 2 games. We won the first game. What did we win that game? The first one yesterday. 19-6.
22 to 4.
Yeah, by a lot. I think we mercied. And then we played a team from Arkansas called the Lugnuts. And no offense to the Lugnuts, but they were not good.
Okay, so
And we
slow
lost.
or what?
We lost 6-5. So we come out. Hey,
It's
hear me
baseball.
out. We come out. It's
It
baseball.
was unbelievable.
And that's part of that is our fault.
We got complacent.
Doesn't fucking matter who you're playing. You take care of business, right? You make the routine plays. You fly around the bases. You take good leads. You hit the cutoff man.
But you guys were big favorites against the Lugnuts. Minus
Oh.
250, minus 300,
We
something
should've-
big
we-
on the
we-
money line, right?
100%,
Yeah,
100%.
huge on the money
Should
line.
have beat them by
We got
10.
complacent.
Huge upset.
We got complacent. We beat 3 teams in a row.
But now, what about the
Yeah,
wing?
no,
Now, hold on.
yeah.
Are the Lugnut kids around? Are they allowed to walk around and say we upset a better team than us? Can
Yes,
those kids?
they were
yes,
fired up.
yes.
They were
Okay.
fired up. Good for them.
By all
that's
means.
fair. That's
By
fair
all
for those
means.
kids to go to
we
Dave
were
and
fired up
Buster's and
today
fuck
when we
around.
beat those guys today. So
Dude, have a fucking parade for all we care. You fucking beat us.
earned it.
We should have beat you by 10. You beat us 6-5. Here's the thing. I don't know if it's on us. Sometimes we tell them like, "Hey, this team's not very good" or whatever. I just what we need to tell them is beat the shit out of everyone. It doesn't matter who they are. They could be the best team in the state or some dog shit rec team. No offense, there are rec teams that are dog shit. It is what it is. Sports are hard.
No, and that, hold on. That is one of the most interesting things we've communicated today because
Sports
I
are
watched
hard.
after the game's over and you guys fill the lineup card out for game 2. There's hard decisions, and you guys are talking about how do we make everybody happy who came to Austin. There's 9 places in the order, blah, blah, blah. And your point is what? Like, it's like, hey, these kids are 10. There's some kids who aren't going to play every game. And, like, a lot of people say pussification of America, and like you guys are on the front line. You have to tell these kids like, "Yo, you're not playing. You're not playing." Do you have to be nice to the parents?
we made a big transition today, and Jay can explain that.
Yeah.
So
Well, okay, so
Love
all right,
you, Rick.
we're in Omaha, Nebraska, playing at a big tournament.
Can I read the stats
picked
off
up-
too? I'm sorry, I have the stats.
Yeah, so
These stats are important.
We picked up. Hold on, before
Sorry.
you can chime in at the very end.
Oh, sorry.
We picked up 3 kids. We picked up 3 greatly talented players, 2 arms and a big bat. And certain guys got to sit. You just have that's the way it is. And
we let everybody play the first 2 days.
we
as
let
much as
everybody
we could.
play the first 2 days, and it's no offense to the kids, but when we're here in Omaha, we're trying to win the tournament. Period. That's. And if kids don't understand it now, they're going to understand it next year or the year after that. That at certain times you're going to have to sit the bench. That's the way it goes. So, but now we're in a position to win.
Is it
this
fucked
tournament.
up though that you never sat the bench for you to feel that way?
I sat the bench before.
When?
100%. 10, 11, 12. There are times where I sat the bench, right? Where I was I was maybe the best arm, but not the best bat. So somebody hit for me or 1,000,000%. And that's fine. That's fine. You can't be selfish overall when the team is trying to do certain things and accomplish certain goals.
And this doesn't change at all.
It doesn't
The fact that
change at
they're
all.
10 years old, or if you guys are in a big league clubhouse, it's 2015, and you guys are making your march.
Well,
it's about
I
the
think,
fucking.
go.
I think at the end of the day, when the kids love it and they want to win, and the guys that are maybe sit on the bench for an inning or 2, and maybe they're only going to get 1 at bat instead of 2 or 3, when they're in it, it's the right decision. You know what I mean? Because the kids want it.
Like, that was
You
what
know
I
what
was
I
saying.
mean?
I had to go behind the dugout today.
Yeah.
I was like getting emotional because I was like, I was not expecting to like. I literally was like, I was not expecting how much this would bring me
We
back
said-
to the
we
moment
s-
of why do I love baseball in the first place is because of the way that you interact with your teammates and that love you have for each other, win or loss.
We set up the kids for it, and they were absolutely all in 100%.
And think about-
we had a kid on the bench the second game. He didn't. There was 2 guys that didn't play the second game. And they were I told them in our little powwow at the end, I said, you guys were our biggest leaders today. You guys were pumping our kids up every time they came to the dugout. Every time someone did something, they were the first at the door.
And what do we
I was
tell them,
like,
too?
that was-
Yeah.
I had a
Yeah,
lot of
it's like
respect for
life
that.
shit, man.
If you're on the bench,
Yeah, they grew so much.
100%. And if you're on the bench, we told them you could play a key role in this game off the bench. So stay locked in. And if one player or a group of parents get upset because their son doesn't play in the game, that's taken away from the rest of the team. we have an opportunity to play tomorrow and win this entire tournament.
Let me say the entire tournament because people listening don't understand. They're like, oh, they keep talking about this tournament. Over 750 teams, 33 complexes, 91 fields, 50 hotel properties, 20,000 hotel room nights, purchased 20,000 general admission College World Series tickets, 5 umpire signers, nearly 200 umpires, over 2,000 games scheduled, nearly 9,000 baseball players from 40 different states.
It's wild.
It's one
wild.
of the craziest.
And those numbers, 700 plus teams, those are like
the whole
9, 10, 11,
the whole
12, all the
scale.
way up to like 14. But still, this is a big tournament. And I want to teach kids how to deal with adversity and how to win. And sometimes that means you might have to sit on the bench. And there's nothing wrong with that because I did it. And not that I was ever the best player in the world, but if I can sit the bench, any kid could sit on the bench.
It's easier for you to look at a guy and say, listen, dude, I've been there.
It's about the group. Right. And we're trying to win a tournament. And it's no offense to any kid because we have 14 amazing kids on our team.
Absolutely.
But sometimes you got to sit the bench, but stay locked in because you never know when your number's going to get called and you might have to come in and pinch run or make a big play on defense or get a pinch hit.
And this is one of the things I said to Jake when I got in the car. I said, hey, however tomorrow goes, whatever, win, lose, I don't care. I feel like we took a step today with our kids that, I mean, we all learned so much as a team, and the kids, like, grew. They took that next level of, like, hey, you know what? Hey, whatever my role is today.
Right, they won.
Yeah.
You guys beat the number 1 team in
We've
Nebraska,
never-
big team. We joked around. Like, you look at me, the fucking, this kid comes out, he's
Oh my
pitching, you
God,
go,
biggest
whose
kids I've
dad's
ever seen.
pitching? Yo, somebody's fucking dad is pitching.
They were
This
smoking
kid's
cigarettes in the
10
parking
years
lot.
old smoking cigs.
The kid that started game 2 for the opposing team was 6'3".
6'3", 10 years old.
And look, that it's natural as a 10-year-old. You look across the lines, and you're like, who the fuck is that? And, it just happened to be the best team in the state of Nebraska, a great baseball team.
Absolutely fantastic baseball team.
Great, well-coached, amazing people.
Well, it's Millard. It's the
Amazing
Millard
people.
program. So
we had many parents come and talk to us, and they were like, wow, you guys played a great game. And we were like, they were so gracious, like, hey, you know what? Every once in a while, we got to get beat too, because I think these guys just win everything. It was amazing.
It's a Millard program, and this is just like my own local, I just know this. So Millard North and Millard South and Millard, I think it could get this wrong, Northwest or South, there's 2 of those 3, are like the primary baseball hubs in Omaha, Nebraska, and they are powerhouse. In the same way, do you know East Cobb in Georgia?
East Cobb, we played East Cobb. We play them a lot.
So they're the Midwest East Cobb.
Yep.
It's like if
they
you
were
hear Millard, so you guys beat their
absolute
10-year-old team today, like those kids will win all the state.
Absolute
They'll
class
all
act.
go to
Yeah.
Nebraska,
Absolute
they'll all
class act.
play at Oklahoma. all that shit.
As we're driving in this fucking amazing 15
Amazing
passenger
15
Sprinter van,
passenger. Get a look here, guys.
we're driving through Kansas and we're just enjoying we just wished we could step in the grass like we are right now. But as we make it closer to Omaha, we just got in touch with the locals, and we're like, these fucking, it's like Texas natives. These people are fucking nice. So
Yeah, I mean, the southern hospitality in Texas is obviously amazing, but I will tell you that Omaha is absolutely fantastic.
it's wild.
the
I can't
nicest
believe how
people.
beautiful it is here.
Good
and
beef
how
here,
amazing
too.
the people are.
Well, the beef's great, but it's why you're taking a fucking leak right now.
Yeah.
Taking a leak right now. Thursday, this is what I wanted to get to earlier. You pissing? Those are his shoes, not my shoes.
I'm not pissing in anybody's shoes.
So
Where are my shoes?
They're right here. So
No, I'm not.
you fucking
Well, I can't see. Oh,
you just
did you
just
get that?
fucking you
Oh,
disrupted
you're
the
good.
entire.
Colin Cooper on the cameras.
I got to piss too, but I didn't get up.
Go piss.
I don't need to get
Is
up.
this a commercial break?
All right, but first let's take a little break here, guys, to talk about our friends at Felix Gray. Look at these glasses. I look gorgeous. Felix Gray makes prescription and non-prescription glasses, specially designed with lenses that filter blue light and reduce glare. Felix Gray lenses filter 15 times more blue light that can make screen time tough on eyes and disruptive to sleep. How many hours a day do you spend staring at a screen, a phone, a computer, a television? I know personally all I do is stare at screens every day, just scroll, flip, click, whatever it is. always staring at the screen, so bright. I have a hard time sleeping. And ever since I wore these Felix Gray glasses, it's not just the style and it's not the confidence. It's the fact that I know I'm filtering out the blue light and I'm able to get some good sleep. You don't have to sacrifice that style for function when it comes to Felix Gray's blue light filter glasses. Simply consult with their fit guide or virtual try-on to find the pair you love and fits you best. Whether you have a round, oval, square, heart-shaped face, or just a weird-looking face like me, Carl, Felix Gray's got something for everybody. Non-prescription and prescription glasses are available too, guys. So if you're someone with a prescription, we can help you out too. Check them out at felixgrayglasses.com/starting. That's felixgrayglasses.com/starting. That's FELIXGRAY glasses.com STARTING. felixgrayglasses.com/starting. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. felixgrayglasses.com/starting. Guys, go check out Felix Gray, and let's get back to that Sprinter van.
No
Let's just do a quick grind segment real quick. Let's just do a
You
quick
guys
grind
should have
segment.
Nick on the show. I got him fired up tonight.
He's
Let's do a quick
Nick.
Grind segment. What's the hardest you ever felt in your life where you're like, yo, this is where I'm absolutely at my absolute max. If I can't give any more, where was the hardest, and this goes for you too with work, I don't just mean baseball, the hardest you've ever felt like you were pushing?
2012, I almost retired from baseball.
Great story too.
Almost
if you haven't heard
retired.
that story we told, like the YouTube, that's crazy.
The yo-yo,
dude.
up and down, up
Dude.
and down.
How many trips up and down?
I don't even know. You can look it up. 4 or 5.
I can look it up. I don't know
Four,
if
4
you
or
do.
5 and 12, 4 or 5 and
You already know.
11 or 10. It's not even important.
Shut up. I'm not a historian.
But the important,
I'm not
hey,
a biographer.
Every time I watch the show, I'm like, that dude knows his shit.
you know more. You tell me how many times I went up and down.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. You were
It was a lot.
22 and 5
But
and 15.
that,
I don't know.
that
Let's
was.
not do it.
I know you said not baseball related, but that was the most difficult.
No, I was
situation,
saying, or
work
if
related.
it was baseball, that's
No, it
interesting
was, it
too.
was. I mean,
Because,
hey,
but
all
the
I
other
had
than
to
two,
do-
when you had Cooper and then Pete comes along, and then that idea of
That
like, yo,
was it.
I'm
That was
raising
it.
kids. Like, dude, what the fuck is going on?
Well, yeah, I had that like fucking come to Jesus moment in the mirror. Like, do I want to take my wife, my pregnant wife, and my son to Gwinnett, and like just bounce them back and forth and go in Norfolk and maybe Baltimore or whatever? Like, I don't know.
And then it's like, and then you get to Baltimore, and then it goes pitch well. Why? Because you want to stay there. Because you got your kids there. You're trying to like establish yourself. So I would imagine that as a bad start comes or as a bad funk comes.
Yeah, and you know
it's
what?
Not just you're not just pitching well, and then people think Orioles fans would be like, "Yo, why aren't you pitching well?" And then there's this pressure. But to you, you're like, "Dude, I got fucking 2 kids. I got a fucking wife I've been dating since high school that I love that made."
And she's
How about
so
this?
fucking mad at me.
Yeah, she's mad.
The pressure didn't come until I got to the big leagues. And that probably changes for certain guys. But like I was just kind of going through the minor leagues and just doing my shit, and like I was arrogant, but fuck it. I felt good about my stuff.
Were you arrogant as a minor leaguer?
I was arrogant my entire life.
Right
But
now,
I
are
was
you
also,
arrogant?
But I was also a good teammate.
I think you're a great teammate, but are you still arrogant?
Well, I'm confident.
You are a confident
So
guy.
He's a personality. Like, we're going.
Like it's like Cole Irvin's advice. Can I tell you something? So I asked Brittany today. Here, another confession. I go, hey Britt, if you were me and you were working with Jake, you know, and you're just starting, we're starting the show.
Great question to ask.
Like,
her too.
can you do me a favor and tell me like what do I need to do? What's the big? And she's fucking without hesitation.
She didn't tell me about this.
This is my first swear word of the show too, because I've been conscious. She comes right over the top and she goes, that Cole Irvin answer is everything you need to know about Jake.
Let him be Jake.
Because she listened, and to me it's like, dude, she's listening to the show. She knows, she was ready to go. She's like, yeah, just everything Cole Irvin said is everything you need to know about the guy. And
That's
the other
good
thing
shit.
she told me, she goes,
That's good shit.
she goes, if he ever unloads, if he ever gets upset, if he ever just unloads, he loves. He's just filled with love, and that's nothing's personal. And you know what I felt? I felt the weight off my shoulder, because every now and then I fly off the handle and nothing's ever personal. It's all love.
Kind of like the tweet you sent out.
Well, that was a funny
You
joke.
piece of shit.
That was a joke. That was supposed to be a joke.
They hit 370 off my heater.
Yeah,
I
it's a
didn't even
joke.
fucking see that tweet until I was
I know
in bed
Brittany
trying
told
to,
you. Brittany
Hold on.
goes,
Let me talk. I was in bed trying to fall asleep. I was in bed trying to fall asleep, and Brittany goes, "Hey, did you see Carl's tweet?" And part of me was like, I don't even want to fucking know because I saw him at the game, and I got to wake up in 3 hours. Don't fucking tell me. And I looked at it.
You go. I see it at 8.
Dude, if somebody other than you
I know.
would be around me and say that.
Oh, she was like, he's gonna punch you in the fucking face. Or you told me today.
I told you today.
Yeah, and then she was, so then I talked to her. I go, how mad? How mad was you?
Oh, I was fucking pissed.
And
I
she
told
goes,
her,
"Oh."
I played it off to her. I go, it's not a big deal. My heart rate was like this at 3 in the morning.
Bro, that should never. That's funny though to me though.
Well, I'm like, you know what?
Like you're literally,
You know
how
what,
about this?
just
You're literally
fucking-
like, dude, at your
just
absolute. You know
fucking
what? Shut up
text
for a
me
second.
that, you piece of
Shut
shit.
up. Fuck you. At your absolute best, you're better than anybody who ever pitched a baseball. You dumb fuck.
No,
at your absolute. Shut up, dude. And when
come on.
when you were rolling, dude, when you were absolutely rolling, you're better. You like they're like, dude, remember Bob Gibson in '68? It's like, dude, that was
do you
like,
remember
shut
Jake
up, I'm not
Arrieta
done
in
yet.
2020?
I'm not done yet.
Remember that guy?
What I'm saying is this,
That guy
dude.
wasn't very good.
What I'm saying is this.
Yeah.
I think it should be within my power or my right, because I know that you have at your best in your life, in your pocket, in your home, in your heart, memories and emotions and feelings where you know at your best.
You're talking
you were
way
better.
too much,
So
by the
that's
way.
why can't I make fun of you
You're
for
talking
fucking
too much.
guys fucking smashed
Because
you last year?
that sort of explanation would have been way better before the tweet, you piece of shit. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Well, I didn't know. I'm
And, you
trying
know,
to figure out. I'm
I
drawing
didn't
lines.
know.
I didn't know if you'd get mad.
Send it to me in a text. Yeah, hey, they hit 370 out of your heater.
Can we? Let's forgive each
No,
other right now. Let's
'cause-
show the audience that we
'cause
forgive each other.
Well, I'm just being honest with you because I love you.
Yeah,
If
love you
anybody else were to say that to my face as a fan, I'm fucking them up.
Oh, bro, you're like,
fucking
dude, you
him up.
fucking fan. Fuck
It was
you,
7.
motherfucker.
Well, no, you showed up in
I
like the
shouldn't say that.
bottom.
Cut all
You
that
showed
out.
up in the bottom of the first inning today, and I still wanted to fuck you up. I talked to you on the side.
Yeah, you pulled me. You right away. You go,
Yep.
look at me right
Yep.
now. Don't
Yep.
you ever say
and
that to me.
no
You say it to
offense.
my
No
face.
offense.
Don't
Well, offense. Fuck it.
say it. Say it to my face right now.
If someone says that to me in person, we're gonna have a problem. But you know,
But it's
it's okay. It's
but-
okay.
but, bro,
we squashed it.
we have to. What we have to figure out is like, can I make that joke? Can I make that?
Not on Twitter, you piece of shit.
Thank you.
Text it to me individually.
Now I know the line across.
No, you should have known the fucking line.
No, but that was kind of a joke. So let's not get too worked up.
Well,
because-
you were
because here's the thing.
you were slightly twisted.
Hey, big fella.
Slightly
We
twisted.
had a little bit. We had a couple pops. We had a
We had
little
a
bit. You know what I mean? Hey.
Everything's fine.
Lights,
Lights.
camera, action.
One more time, and we'll be good.
This is, to me, this is where the funny line across. Like, dude, it's just Twitter. Nobody cares. Like, I've always lived this way. Like, I do these stupid Mitch videos.
Bring
Who
it.
cares? It's
Bring
just
it.
about just publishing dumb shit and getting people to talk.
It's all for
I don't
views.
take it personal at all. So we're out in Omaha. I'm fucking wandering around at that, whatever. It's like, you're going to the night game. It's Texas Notre Dame. I've been out all day. I'm like, yeah, I'll see you. You're in the left
After
field.
we lost to the Lugnuts.
Yes, you had a bad game and you had the kids around.
And I had.
But I'm thinking to myself, though, I know if I come to you and ask stuff of you that night, hey, let's go do social, let's go to all this stuff, it ain't sit well, bro. You got to do that. You got to autograph. You got
You
to talk
fucking
to kids.
came as we were leaving.
I know, and it was me coming out there to say, hey,
Was it?
we were walking out to left field to find you.
So we lost to the Lugnuts.
I know,
And
you
I
were
had to
mad.
sign. I had to sign
You're
for.
wearing pants too, by the way. I'm way more mad at you about wearing pants.
Dude,
100 degrees
they're
outside.
Fucking
These
fall
legs.
Raven pants with Red Wings and a cutoff shirt.
Don't tell me about Fall Raven while I'm wearing the
You
fanny.
know
Show
about
the
it.
fanny.
You
Show
know
the fanny
about it.
real quick. Fanny check.
I'm fucking sitting there. No, I'm not mad. I'm sitting there. It took us 35 minutes to get a White Claw. A large White Claw. We got 2. We sit down. We have a couple of drinks. We can't even necessarily enjoy the game. Fans are fine. It's fine.
I know, but you know what?
But there's
you
kids
know what,
coming.
Though? This is actually a forum for you to explain yourself, because it is fine and it's not, because it is invasive, because you are there with your family.
Yeah, but
you are
but
there with the kids.
I also do not blame them for doing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but what
I
about
don't-
the guy
I don't-
who
I
came
don't
up to
get-
you today at your son's game and asked you if he could sign an autograph?
That's a fucking 50-year-old man.
You're
I go, hey,
warming up
I'm
your
trying
fucking
to,
son.
I'm trying to get Harrison warmed up. The guy throws 67 miles an hour. We're about to beat the best team in Nebraska. Get the fuck out of here.
And the guy's coming up to you going, hey, or that
Well,
happens
he did
all
that.
the time.
He
right?
did that, and I said, hey, fucking beat it. So I didn't sign for him. He gone. Yesterday, we parked this fucking beautiful 2500.
Gorgeous, 15th
So
seater.
we parked it in the turnabout. There was no.
We
It's
weren't even in the parking lot.
we weren't. Get
Very
the
into
fucking
the parking
thing by
lot.
your mouth. It
He's
said
no,
no.
he's Rick. He runs an IT
It said
business.
it said no parking. It said no parking, but it's a nice turnabout. We park on the left side. We get out, and there's a dude with a Cy Young banner right on my ass.
How big's a banner? What do you mean?
3 foot.
So it's a nice.
3 by 2 by 3.
Is it like a nice material or was
It was a picture of the Cy Young trophy, and there was a million signatures on it. He goes,
asked
"Hey,
Cy Young
guy.
guys.
I asked the guy. I said, "How long have you been like getting these signatures for this one sign?" He's like, 20 years. I'm like,
he's got all the Cy Youngs
The
for the
dude
last
checked
20
out-
years.
So
the
he
dude-
comes out of the
he
woods.
checked out our.
Literally out of the woods.
He literally went on whatever website there is to show everybody's schedule, and he showed up there
At fucking
because he didn't have
8
that in
a.m..
his car.
Dude, I'm still
I
like,
got freaked out. I was
I'm
like
still-
nervous.
hey, dog, there's fucking eye boogers and all kinds of shit happening still, and he wants me to sign. I'm like, good for you. Here we go. Like it's a beautiful
Beautiful
picture.
piece.
It really was amazing.
Beautiful piece.
He
But
did not
today,
have that in his car or have a son playing that day.
no,
For sure.
no son. He drove from fucking Oklahoma. The guy was not even near Nebraska. You got to respect the hustle. You got to respect it. But hey, sometimes, like today, when I'm getting Harrison, we picked up from the dogs, Austin Dogs.
Okay. By the
One
way,
of the
Harrison's
hardest-
a great
oh,
arm. Great right
One of the
arm.
hardest throwers
Great
in
right
the
ear.
Austin area. He's from Round Rock. The motherfucker throws gas. Without him,
Flip that for Harrison. More for those.
Harrison Hunter. Without him, we might get fucking 10 run today.
So I'm really proud about something that means a lot to me with baseball. And I talk a lot of this like Barstool Chicago. It's like a joke with me, like talk about my high school and shit. But like, I grew up not being good and like playing and just kind of being around the game and loving it. And my high school like embraced that type of attitude where it's like, yo, we'll always have a spot for a kid like you. You may never play, but we'll always have a spot for you. And then that allowed me to like be in around baseball culture. And then I grew and I hit a growth spurt and I like showed up one day and was like throwing 92. And they were like, you're on the team. So that all happened. But my high school team they beat IMG Academy this year to start the year. It's a Chicago team of kids from Chicago that play baseball 3 months a year.
Yeah, they get to
that play
practice a few
football.
weeks.
Yeah, they're not all that shit. They go down, they play IMG Academy. They got like fucking 5 kids going in the first round. And they beat them 7-5, a walk-off home run. The center fielder's going to Northwestern to play quarterback. It's a true Chicago story. They got upset. They finished third in state. They lost in like the semis. They went down and some kid was pumping like, you know, you go to see a kid who throws 96 in the state playoffs and it's one game and like whatever, it's over. It's like 1-0, 2-0. Shout out to the Edwardsville, Illinois kids though. They played their fucking asses off. It's a good team. But like that shit again, because like I know when people say like whatever, starting 9, whatever you want to call this, it's to me, it's baseball. It's baseball. There's going to be so much shit, dude. When the playoffs come in the World Series, the All-Star game, we're going to be around. But, like, Omaha, like, connecting with you guys about your 10-year-old team, I learned more about you as a person today watching you coach that 10-year-old team than I have in the fucking 6 years I used to write free blogs about the Cubs, and I'd have to talk about you. Like, I sat there today and watched. It was like, dude, this makes sense to me.
Well, you got
But
to
on
see
the game
how
of baseball.
how passionate we were
Yeah.
for it.
Fucking, it
And-
means something.
and
I've seen him grown a lot too, just in the last year, because he came in hot, right? Like, but now he's, you know, like, I mean, he's in the clubhouse with a bunch of pros. He's not dealing with kids all the time. Not that he can't, but I'm just saying, like, he's like developed into this guy that's like understanding how amazing it is to really be there every day and you know, play the sport, you know.
And I've had to learn that too, but part of me understands what I saw growing up also, and there was no bullshit. It was cut to the chase, and you're either good enough or you're not. And I know that there's part of that you have to ease into it with kids. But it takes a lot of growing up to understand where your skill level is, and especially as parents. So, but I this is what I want to do more than anything else.
More than anything
be with
else.
these kids.
More
Like
than
it's so
anything
so
else.
fun. And I love the kids, and I tell them, I'm as hard on you as I am because I care about you, and I'm trying to make you as good as you can be. And if you don't like me sometimes, then so be it. It's gonna happen.
I think this is one of those biggest transitions too. Like, we're failing forward. Like, if you feel like you're not living up to whatever your potential is, hey, maybe this'll get it going, right? And I do want to say something about Patrick too, because as a coach, he hasn't had to deal with like that transition of like, okay, not everybody's playing today. Now he's got to deal with that. And I wanted to say, like, he did an amazing job today. Like, that guy spends countless hours of his time. He's a volunteer coach, head coach, and he's running an organization, right? For him to step up and, like, do everything in his power to get every single kid in there for just one at-bat or one play in the field or one pinch run or whatever it is, like, kudos to him.
He's
Those
a
kids are
fucking
going to take those
gangster.
memories. Those kids are going to take those memories. Later about this. You and I can sit here and bullshit about all the stuff you did in baseball and all the stuff I get to do in life. And you know what? Where we come back, where we absolutely love the game, is like me being 13 years old with the boys and just like playing lob baseball and then fucking around and going and like hitting the pool and
That's
like
what
seeing
they
the
that's what they were
girls
doing
and-
today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, dude,
they
it's
want to
like-
play wiffle ball in the
Yeah,
hallway
that's
all
it.
day, and I'm
then
like,
when they
guys,
walk
it's like
around
4
later,
feet wide.
they'll be our age one day,
Hey.
and they'll be like, "Dude, those were
Hey,
the best days."
So
man.
so Cooper
They really
and-
were like, and no
Yeah.
offense, like
He said
those
it before
really
we
are-
came. He
think of
said it
all
before
the
we
stuff
came.
you've done and all the stuff you've done. Think of all the stuff and all the stuff we get to do, and those are still the best days. All the success you've had, all the success you've had, Colin, all the success you've had, and those are still the best days. Are like, yo, it's just you and the boys chop it
Yeah.
up. We're going to Dave and Buster's. We're gonna fucking rip it up. Sorry, no F words.
Our last practice, he said this will be this will be the best weekend of your life. Like, you will never forget this weekend.
and that's
I-
a fact
Yeah, you're right.
from baseball.
I'll never forget it. Like, I'm just like, it's
look,
amazing.
Look what we're doing right now.
We're just sitting in a sprinter van kicking it, dude.
And we got to take the kids to the World Series game last night.
Yeah.
Watch Texas Notre Dame play, and you know what? Like I obviously went to TCU. I'm pulling for A&M because Schlossnagel's there,
That's your guy.
and I didn't necessarily have a dog in the fight. It'd be nice to see a Texas team win, but to be there with the kids and to be playing games here and to have a chance to win the tournament tomorrow. Like, this is awesome. And
Yeah.
that's what I expressed to the kids is that you probably won't have a better baseball memory than this.
And like the fact that I want to qualify this because like I can sit here and say it, Rick and I can sit here and talk about this all this stuff. I'm like, trust me, the last thing I want to do is suck the skin off your dick. But you're a guy who ran out to the bullpen in Game 7 to be like, whatever the fuck you need. You know baseball at the most intense, pressure-packed level. You know it at a way where you look at each other and you know the hot whatever they're chasing.
Yeah,
The highest level, and to be able to come back and communicate to these kids and to relate it to a 10-year-old thing. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like I'm learning a lot. It's awesome. It was
Well,
awesome
and-
to watch you coach today too.
and
It's
ma-
very cool to see that.
I'm hopeful.
Hey, elbow up. Hey,
Yeah.
like calling the pitch out, having success,
Look,
like being
I'm,
there with
I'm
the kids.
hopeful that all these kids play high school and college and minor league ball and pro ball. But the honest truth is that's probably not going to happen for 90% of them. This memory for them as a young player, when we left the hotel, right? They're fucking running down the halls.
Oh,
like,
they're breaking
trying
stuff.
To, trying
They're
to trade
yeah.
pins. Like we would always trade pins with other teams from all over the country. And they're at the pool and like they're having a fucking great time. And my wife is so fucking mad at me right now. But we're talking about the kids. Like, that's what it's about. Like, I hope that they get to play minor league ball, pro ball, college ball. But if you don't, they'll all remember this forever.
Yep.
You know what else though is like they are all a lot better than they were at the beginning of our spring season.
It's a really
every
crisp
single one
game,
of
too.
them.
All
Every
of
single one of them has improved
Yeah,
tenfold.
like they
And
look
the
like
stuff that
it's
Jake's
like
brought in
yeah.
for us, like it's stuff that a lot of teams don't work on. And we kind of did, and we suffered a little bit from it, and then we started getting good at it, and then now we're
Because it's
like,
just hard, man. It's hard.
It's
like
hard. It's like
look,
skilled stuff.
You got to come to one of our practices, you and Colin, and film it. Because, like, we're working first and third.
Do you need
like,
a guy to
we're working-
fungo?
No, we got plenty of that. But first
You
and
can do it.
third.
I have a good fungo.
Hey,
Oh,
you
fungo
can do
away.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
But we're working
We'll let you lead
pickoffs, and we're
practice.
working, like, hitting the cutoff for hours. Because
That's what makes a difference, bro.
Well, like,
you know what? The team you beat today, they fucking threw the ball.
that's what
How
I'm
many
saying.
times did you see the fucking
We-
right fielder
we-
throw the ball and over the
we
top?
threw a guy
and the
out.
Kids keep running.
We
When
threw a
Cooper
guy out at
throws it
third
through,
base. We threw a guy
you
out at
throw
home.
it
We
through
made
the cutoff, man.
we made some great plays in the infield.
We
like,
threw a guy out. Cooper threw a guy out at home, and Daniel threw a guy out at third within the first 2 innings. They didn't even try to steal on.
And
us.
if they
They
score,
didn't even try to run.
They didn't try and run. And this is
And-
the best team in Nebraska. Best team in Nebraska. You get like
That never would have happened.
just-
when you set the tone early like that, like it changes the entire game.
They were
You
nervous.
cannot replicate his competitiveness and his love and his
Oh no,
passion.
it's kill everything.
Well, he's
good.
got it too.
Does
like
he?
our guy, yeah.
Your
oh, yeah.
boys
Oh, yeah,
have
we
it. You
got
guys all have it. You guys
Oh,
all
yeah.
you're all
Oh, yeah.
winners.
yeah.
All right, so this is our last thing. All right, thank you guys very much for tuning in. I want to say
Like
Hey,
and subscribe.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. And this is
Fuck, yeah.
a different, obviously a different show because we're here together in person. Everything we do is virtual, so this is awesome. We get together there and do this stuff.
It's
So
fucking nice. isn't
yeah,
it?
it's like way
It's
different
nice.
than just sitting here and being like, oh, let's talk about the standings. Like, there's Major League Baseball, obviously. There's a fucking World Series coming. We got the All-Star game coming. There's going to be a trade deadline. There's so much content going with Major League Baseball. But if you listen to the show and you actually like Major League Baseball and you like Barstool Sports and you have followed baseball within this vertical, like, this is what we're talking. Like this is why it matters to us.
And if you have young
this
kids,
is why it matters to us.
If
And
you
I'll
have young
challenge-
kids,
yeah, like
and
like,
you-
like
and
if it
you're-
matters to you at this
you
level,
like travel baseball,
No,
and you
fu-
like,
I mean-
you're like, I'm just saying, like, if you're a fan of the sport in general,
you just
like
the game.
that's what we're gonna talk
That's
about.
it, man.
Well,
Because if I
we
come
just
in
love
here
the
every freaking week and it's like, well, did you know this guy and this guy? It's like, dude, I want to talk to those guys and I want to learn their stories. I want to learn more. I've learned so much in just a couple weeks. Like, dude, I've just like, it almost like, remember talking earlier, it's like, dude, I know it sounds crazy, Squeak. I know it sounds crazy, but the more I learn, like, the more I have to shut up and listen to what you have to say and just try and figure things out. So this is my segment,
you're
man.
go, and that's fine.
I know I am.
and that's fine.
It's good, right?
love you
it's
for
good.
that.
I
I
love,
love
you
you
too
for-
for it.
we
Thank-
need-
no,
we
but-
need that.
But it's a good. Do you think now? My last question as we're close this, Rick. I'll ask you as an objective third party as we close the show. Like, what do you think of the show? Can we get some feedback? Do you like the dynamic? What can we do better? What do you like, or what would you like to see more?
I love the podcast thing of like you guys just kind of rapping about things. You got a small agenda, you go through it. I've watched probably 50% of them, the whole thing, and then obviously I'm a baseball coach, football coach. I got kids. My daughter.
You're running a business. You got
Cheers.
100 people working
I got-
for you,
yeah,
legitimately.
like it's busy, but you know, like what I do is sometimes I just sit at the office and just kind of listen to it while I'm doing stuff. So I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'm a huge fan of Jake. You know, like we haven't known each other that long, but like as soon as I met Cooper and I met his wife and I was kind of helping out a little bit when he was on the road, I was like, man, I mean, obviously Brittany's done an amazing job. Jake's done an amazing job. Their kids are absolutely, I mean, first class.
Good kids come from good parents.
Yeah, and they've done an amazing job, and yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's like, you know, he's such a good family man. I'm inspired by some of it, honestly, because I've worked very hard in certain things, and I feel like he's been on the road, like he's been away a long time, and he's making up for lost time times 1,000. Like he's
Fuck
been after
yeah.
it. So
I'm doing something right.
And I'm telling you right now,
Hey,
like,
appreciate
I don't
that.
even care if this
Appreciate
is
that.
I don't care if this is fucking mic'd up or not. We're on the right track, dude. This is fucking awesome. I'm telling you,
Hey,
this
we're
is
doing
exactly when I had it. This is exactly what I have in mind. Just sitting here, kicking it, having a couple of drinks, talking baseball. We'll be back next week. We'll be back on Thursday. We'll talk to more people. We got important people. How many times we'll sit down with? We're gonna sit down with.
We got a
whatever.
cabana at the house, so like you're
Yeah.
welcome anytime.
I can't wait to come down. I'm gonna christen that guest house. Mama Carl and I are gonna have some sex in it. But it's like,
hey, we'll have some shows for the kids.
Yeah, we
like,
got
do
plenty
a
of
show
time,
for the
dude.
kids.
Like,
Like
let's
one
do a
day where it's
show.
like, okay, guys, we cannot cuss. We're just gonna sit
how
here.
was my cussing today?
No, I
It was
think
fine.
I think
It was
I
fine.
mean, one or two
but
is
you,
fine.
but you could just have one day.
Was
where-
it better? Is what I want to know. Was
well,
it better than
that's
it was?
that's why we got this guy.
I don't know. I'm in a van
That's why we
sitting
got
in the
this
grass
guy.
right
We
now.
got,
Point him
we
out.
got
Let's go,
Colin to
Colin.
make it
You know, let's give a
appropriate
little
for the
shout out.
kids.
Colin Cooper's worked his ass off. Colin Cooper really
Every
has worked
day.
his dick off.
Every day.
He's tried very hard. This guy runs Low in the Bar, which is the #1 programming show. And if you go to Barstool Sports on the YouTube, we say subscribe to Saturday Night on YouTube. If you go to Barstool Sports YouTube, it's literally like the first featured thing. He runs it with Jeff Vibbs. Vibbs is obviously awesome. Everybody knows Vibbs. They do amazing content. It's unfair for us to sit here in a Sprinter van, have cocktails, bullshit all around, while in the meantime, our guy Colin's walking around doing the camera to give a shout out to him. It's amazing
He's
work
not a
for
knee.
us.
He's not walking around.
I know, but he was taking a piss earlier.
Well, hey, just wait until Carl starts having some kids. He's going to be working overtime.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey,
I
dude,
gotta go
hey,
pump.
Carl, I need you.
hey,
I'm coming for you,
spit out a
mama.
decent seed.
I got a
Give
big
me
lo-
a fucking
No, I do
grandson.
big loads. Big loads
Give me a
only.
grandson.
I will. Big loads only.
Granddaughter.
You got to jump off the top rope.
Hey,
And,
hey. Thank you for being with me.
Yeah, dude. Thank you
Yeah.
for making this important to me.
Fuck
too, man.
yeah.
You're such a good teammate.
Yeah,
You're
well,
way.
yeah.
You're way.
I
you're
wish
gonna
some
be
of
much
our
better
players would be a
teammate
better
than I
teammate
thought.
than they are. Yeah, it's,
Good quads.
we'll
too.
get there.
I love you. This is a good show, guys. This is the
yeah.
Omaha show.
Rick,
This is the Omaha show. We're gonna
Rick
be back
in studio with
next
us.
year.
Hey, go Outlaws. Let's do this.
Let's fucking
Let's go, Outlaws.
Hey, 2 games to a championship.
Until
All
next
right.
time. Hey, how you doing? We'll see you guys.
I gotta take a piss.
Go
All right, love
subscribe
you
to our
guys.
shit.
Peace.